Welcome to Work in Progress, everybody. Today's episode is on the Spiteclaw's Swarm warband. Welcome back to CanHammer for Work in Progress, featuring the Skaven warband here, Spiteclaw's Swarm. So this is the models here just assembled. I do glue them, except I don't glue them to the base so that I can do the bases separately afterwards. So here they are, all ready to go. So I'm going to probably just spray them white and then paint them and rebase them. I haven't decided on the exact color scheme yet, but yeah, I think on the GW video they spray them either black or maybe there's a Mornfang brown or something like that. I don't know. I'll look at it, but I think I'm just going to spray them white and then go from there. So we'll get started on these guys in this episode of Work in Progress. Alright guys, we're going to keep on going with these Spiteclaw Swarm Skaven models. They've been base coated in Storm Vermin Fur, which is one of the GW sprays. It's this kind of gray brown sort of spray. To be honest, it's not that different from Mechanicus Standard Gray if you have that, but it's just got a little bit more brownness to it. And what's interesting is, of course, that the models are kind of Skaven brown plastic anyway, so even if you don't get full solid coverage, it's probably going to be okay. But here they are, they've been sprayed this kind of gray brown color, Storm Vermin Fur, and we're going to get on and paint them up. So I'm going to use Duncan's color scheme, of course, because I like it. So we're going to start with the skin. Alright, rat skin flesh, which is this interesting kind of orangey brown color. It's very similar to squig orange, a little bit brownier on the rat skin flesh. So just picking out the little bits there, arms, legs, and faces basically, and pretty much done that first step. So next step will be some red on cloaks and cloth, so we're going to get on and do that next. Alright, we got some Peppa Pig in the background. My daughter's watching, but managed to finish putting on the red as well on the cloth bits, which are scattered around each model here. I like the kind of sort of Roman stacked plates kind of armor look on these guys. It's pretty cool. Not much red on that guy. Big cloak on Scritch. So did all the red there. And the little beady eyes. Beady eyes. Okay, ready to go on to the next color, which I think is silver. So we'll go on and do that. Alright, Skaven's coming along nicely. All the silver details done now. All the red details, all the wood, black strapping, and bronze bits. So if we take Scritch here, he's probably got the most detail. Picked out some little bits of bronze there on the body. Wood haft, black straps on the haft there, red eyes, picking out little gold details, and some black straps on the arm there. Pretty good. So next will be the shade, and the shade is Agrax. Wow, Agrax is definitely liquid skill. Never ceases to amaze. Just pops these guys out like crazy. Just amazing. One swoop of the brush loaded with Agrax, and the models look amazing. Even if you don't highlight, just look awesome. So yeah, looks pretty good. One swoop right up the middle here, and boom, all that detail just pops out. It's so amazing. Anyway, we will be highlighting though, but yeah, look, that cloak looks amazing just with some Agrax on it. So that looks good. We'll let this dry and we'll finish these guys off. Alright, work in progress here, going on to the highlights. So I already picked out the teeth, and really most of tonight I've spent highlighting the red. So went back over it with corn red, then a layer of Evil Sun's scarlet, and then super fine highlights with this Tau light ochre. Looks pretty good, but it's still so stark. I'm just not good at cloaks. Highlights is too stark. It looks too, it doesn't look natural to me. Maybe it does from like 20 feet away, but on closer inspection it just doesn't look natural. Anyway, still gotta practice. But picking out all the fine details here on Scritch. And I even managed to put a highlight on the eyes of red and a dot of yellow on the eyes. So I got 3 highlights on the eyes. Bit of brown highlight on the staff, Dark Reaper on the black bits, so all that remains to be highlighted is the skin and all the silver and metal parts. Here's the next guy here. Looks pretty good. You can see his eyes there. Yeah, not too bad. Here's Kirk. So his spear snapped off at some point. I can't even remember when. Must have been during assembly, and I can't find it. So he's got a stubby spear. And Mr. Wolverine here. There we go. Okay, so metal and skin tomorrow. Okay, so the Deuters are done. It's finished off by highlighting the skin with Cadian flesh tone. And then I didn't even realize that there were ruins on this headpiece here, so I picked them out in Gulliman blue glaze, which looks pretty cool. Also did a bunch of highlighting of the silver, Stormhole silver, Psychorix bronze for the bronze bits, and yeah, I even took the time to highlight individual tail segments, which is cool. Now, Duncan's video then glazes the tail with purple wash. So I might do that, or I might not, have not decided. But there you go, there's Scritch finished. Here's the Wolverine Deuter. Again, same colors, so Cadian flesh tone to highlight the flesh. And on the tail there, he has one more layer of highlights. I wanted to keep the orangey rat skin flesh color, so I didn't go too heavy on these highlights on the skin, because I like that orangey sort of color. Here's Crick. And this other dude, Festering. Is this Festering or Hungering? I think this might be Festering. Stormhole silver there on the plate, as you can see. And then this Deuter here. Alright, so the next step will be to do the bases, and then these guys will be properly done. Alright, base is getting done here. Just went over with a quick coat of Mechanicus Standard Gray for the stone. A bit of silver on whatever grates are hanging out there. There's a couple of rats in this grate there that I'm going to pick out later. And a couple of rats in the water over here. I'll deal with the water in a second. And then I just gave all the stone a very quick wash of Agrax. Let it pool heavily in a lot of these big gaps there, just to give it a lot of definition. And then, yeah, once that's dry, we're going to go on and do the rest of these bases. And Spiteclaw's Swarm is done. Just picking out these bases. So first a layer of Administratum Gray, then a heavier dry brush of Dawnstone. I can't believe it's taken me so long to discover this color, Dawnstone. But yep, it's beautiful. And then a light dry brush of Administratum Gray, just to cause a little bit more edge highlights. And a little bit more attention paid to the boss's base here and the stones the arch that he's standing on there. That's all just dry brush work. Nice careful strokes of the dry brush. Picked out the metal detail, left it dull, and then a bit of Caliban green and some warpstone glow just for the dirty green water, and picked out those rats in some administrative gray as well. These rats down here are just kind of in the muddy green water, which I just left like they are. It looks fine. And then painted the black rims around the bases, and these guys are done. So there's my Spiteclaw swarm all finished. I'm quite happy with these guys. Pleasure to paint. Only took like 2 days. So they are ready to go for next month's Shadespire Clash. And if you want to play and you're near or want to travel to the Ottawa area to play in our first CanHammer Clash, April 14th at Multizone, please check out the website, which will be going up very shortly for all the details. And with that, we finished this work in progress on Spiteclaw Swarm. Thank you very much for watching. Please click on the like below and consider subscribing to our channel. And please, if you fancy supporting us make more content, click on the link to our Patreon up above there. Thank you very much for watching.